This is the final of the men's 100-meter backstroke S2. So Liang Kang, the great, now classed up, finds himself still as world record holder from his victory in Rio in 2016. 8 finalists: Bondarenko, SANTILLAN, DANILENKO, ARAUJO, ABARZA, CZECH, TRONCO and LOPEZ. The battles between ARAUJO and ABARZA have been fantastic over the last 4 years. But in terms of favourites, there is only one coming into this Paralympic Games. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's meet the 8 competitors in the final. Going in lane 8, representing Mexico, Jesus Lopez. The 33-year-old, 6th at the World Championships 2 years ago, 5th at the World Championships at the Pan American Games in Santiago last year. One of 2 Mexicans who goes in the final. Roman Bondarenko goes for Ukraine in lane 1. 6th in Rio, 7th in Tokyo, the 40-year-old, 4th at the World Championships last year, and bronze at the European Championships earlier this year. Going in lane 7, Cristopher Tronco, the 38-year-old who was 5th at the World Championships last year. He's got a very fast start, but can he hold on and hold off the field in the closing 50? He goes in 7. Going in lane 2 is the teenager from Peru, Lima, 19 years old, is Rodrigo Santillan, who was 8th in Tokyo, 6th at the World Championships last year at Pan American Games, bronze medalist behind ARAUJO and ABARZA. He's aiming for a top 5 finish in Paris, he says. Jacek of Poland goes in lane 6, the 48-year-old who was 4th in Tokyo, 7th in Rio. Bronze medalist at each of the last 2 World Championships. He goes in lane 6. The bronze medalist from Tokyo, Vladimir Danilenko, 24-year-old European Championship winner, 2019 World Champion. He goes in lane 3. Representing Chile, going in lane 5, is the Tokyo gold medalist Alberto ABARZA, the 39-year-old who was runner-up to ARAUJO at each of the last 2 World Championships, though, and at the Pan American Games in Santiago. But the favourite is the man who won silver last time out. It's the only time he's been defeated at the Paralympic Games. Gabriel dos Santos ARAUJO, the 22-year-old, known to many as Gabrielzinho, a nickname that he enjoys. He represents Brazil and goes in lane 4. The world champion of 2022 and 2023, Pan American Games champion as well in Santiago last year. He has got a superb start, a wonderful underwater, and will look to hold that advantage all the way through the race. Deb, these 2 great friends, ABARZA and ARAUJO, but ARAUJO has got to be considered favourite, surely. Yeah,
I agree. You know, one thing about ARAUJO that I was noticing as he walked out, right now he's focused, he's concentrated, he's ready for his race, he's very serious. But, you know, after, he likes to celebrate. Oh, yes. So he's very smiley after he finished. It's such a contrast when you see these athletes getting ready. It's fun to see them in their various elements.
Santillan, he was so excited to meet the 27-time Paralympic Games medalist Teresa Perales earlier today. He'll be looking for a top 5 finish, he says. Danilenko, ARAUJO and ABARZA, those 3 athletes who are looking to finish on the podium yet again as they return. Only 2 of these swimmers have gone sub 2 minutes in this race, though, ABARZA and ARAUJO. ABARZA's been struggling to get below 2 minutes over the last year and a half, but ARAUJO has been going around the 1:55 mark. He went 1:59 in the preliminaries. And he'll start with the towel in the mouth, going in lane 4 as the favourite. Well, he gets off to a blistering start, does ARAUJO, uses that underwater as well, and he's got 15 meters to use, and he'll use almost all of it as well. As he breaks water, he is well in front of any other swimmer in the pool. Danilenko and ABARZA are looking to have a bit of a battle. Bondarenko gets off to a really good start. He goes in lane 1. and it's whether or not he can hold it in the closing 50 as well. ABARZA is going to challenge for a silver medal, you would suspect, but you know that he still wants to be able to swim that sub 2-minute swim. And can he produce it once again here in Paris 2024?
You know, with the Brazilian, it's so interesting because in the Olympics, people talked about so much all of the underwaters and how powerful they were and how they had to stay, you know, less than 15 meters. And in the Paralympics, that doesn't happen as much because people don't have the same, you know, push off the wall. So they don't typically go the 15 meters. But the Brazilian, even though he doesn't go 15 meters, has an unbelievable underwater swim. And that's what gives him the advantage off the start. And then again, off the turn, you can see he basically then uses the lower half of his body as a flipper and he kicks his way down the pool. And so what he does is he gets this advantage off the wall, and then he has to hang on because ABARZA and the other swimmers who are able to use their arms, now they start to have the advantage and are going to start to make up some of that time.
It's DANILENKO, though, who finds himself in second position at the moment. DANILENKO, who uses the single-arm backstroke against ABARZA, who often uses the double-arm backstroke, but can use the single-arm backstroke as well. It's DANILENKO who is just going past ABARZA at the moment. Has ABARZA, the Chilean, got any form of comeback in the closing meters of this race? It is going to be ARAUJO, though. It's going to be outside world record time, but it's going to be a very fast time in this final. It is ARAUJO who's going to claim his first gold medal at Paris 2024, and he does it in 1:53.67. The battle for the silver between DANILENKO and ABARZA, and it looks like it's going to be DANILENKO just ahead of ABARZA. ARAUJO with a splendid gold medal. ABARZA claims the bronze this time after gold in Tokyo. DANILENKO with the silver. Touching fourth is CZECH, and coming to the wall fifth is TRONCO. SANTILLAN will touch sixth in 2:18.61. To the wall now, Bondarenko touches seventh at 2:22, and LOPEZ at 2:25 to finish. But the great friends embrace. It's the Brazilian, though, who is champion. In the one event he did not win in Tokyo. He starts Paris 2024 on a high.
And look at this start. He uses the towel, he places it in his teeth. And then he uses it, he dives underwater, stays underwater for as fast as he can, and then uses his legs as a flipper to basically do a fly kick on his back all the way down the pool. And he has to stay as far ahead as everyone else as possible. Here's his turn. Again, what he has to do is he has to go under, stay as much underwater as possible, and then get back up and starts right into that fly kick. And no one really, I mean, after the start, he had basically won it because he was so far ahead of everyone else. And he came in 1:53.67, which is a very good time for him. You know, you can contrast it with his time in Tokyo. He went 2:00, and now he's in 1:53.67. He is really establishing himself. And there's the celebration.
It certainly is. You know, the tongue out. There we go. That's the classical celebration. A little water spouted out. And the tongue out. DANILENKO and ABARZA embrace as well. It's ARAUJO, though, who has the gold medal. A very popular character. And he is receiving a very memorable reception from those at the La Défense Arena. It seats around 14,000 people. And it's packed for the final. ARAUJO.
He likes to put on a show.
The character, the showman, the Paralympic champion. Take a bow. Gabrielzinho is a champion for the third time in his career at the Paralympic Games.